Laurel and I work for Interactions. I've had some really great experiences of creating digital stories. One of the things I think that we as an organisation learned through going through that process is that if we are going to ask people to talk about what's important to them and then have to write it down later to recount again, that's too hard and disjointed. It's much more real, and people are much more relaxed if they can just spontaneously talk about what it is that they are wanting to share, and then we can capture that at the same time. I'm thinking of an example with one gentleman who it was almost like he's not able to read, and so we had to help him to construct his story. So basically he needed an interpreter, if you like, to navigate his way through that process. And so what happened was we assisted him to type out his story, but then because he couldn't read it back, we had to deconstruct it, and we used some graphic images to help him remember what it was that he wanted to say, but it came out as quite stilted. Whereas if we had managed to record what he talked about within the circle story environment, it would have been very coherent, very fluent, very clearly time-framed as he was just recounting his memories and going through, whereas it ended up kind of jumbled. So I think it's really important that we manage to capture the spontaneity of what people are expressing and sharing. And the more relaxed people are, obviously, the better that goes and the more it flows.
So, and what is the value of the spontaneity that you capture during the workshop relating to what you need to train the customer's leadership programming, for instance, in them being able to retell their story in other contexts?
I think the value of the spontaneity is that often there are little, or sometimes they're really big, gems that come through just in everyday life when people are going about their ordinary stuff, they're talking with people that they know, that they're relaxed with, even in an environment that they're relaxed and familiar with, and it just seems way more real. It's not staged or scripted. And I think if people can be assisted to express what they want to express and have that in some kind of a portable way that they can take with them and say again or look at again, that's going to be valuable to them because it's very pertinent, it's very personalised and really subjective to them.
So it's like ongoing learning?
Yes, I think so. And also, you know, a number of the people that we work with have communication difficulties, whether it's something about their cognitive ability or whether it's about their confidence to engage with people. And I think being able to have this as whether it's a backup or whether it's something that they can look at and replay and kind of get the hang of, oh yeah, this is the way that I do it, so they can practice independently. I mean, that's incredibly valuable, I think.
And so there's opportunities for ongoing ways of getting better.
Yes, I think so. And I think, to be honest, for a lot of the people that we work with, just, you know, this is like the first step. It's like opening up a new horizon of, you know, I actually have a voice. People are listening to me. People want to listen to me. And so I think to start with, people are going to be very enamoured of that process. They're really going to want to engage in that kind of stuff. Well, some people are. But yes, I think people will be able to, once they understand that they can use it as something that they can learn with themselves, I think it's quite likely that people will want to pick it up and run with it.
And as an instrument to build leadership, do you think it would be a valuable one? So
that the people that we serve are leading themselves?
Mm-hmm. And their communities?
Yes, I think so, because if you can't speak or if you don't have a voice, it's much harder to lead because people tend not to know what you want to say. I think I'd have to think about that a little bit more to kind of unpack that in my own brain a bit more before I could comment further about that. But my gut instinct is yes, because if we equip people with knowledge and a way to share what's important to them and what they need and what they want, then that's got to be a step in the right direction.
After watching the news in bed, I saw one officer sold for millions just a piece of art. And I thought, that's not fair. Why should they sell just a painting for millions? It's not like they work with somebody else. So I thought if they can do it, then why can't I?
So you were surprised at how much the painting went for?
Terribly.
How old were you when this happened?
Around 14 years old.
So this is the first digital story that we're doing, eh?
Yeah.
And what is it that you really enjoy about the story, making the story?
And I share my art with other artists, and many people in the world see it, especially the ones who know me or don't know me.
Yeah, as a mother, I've witnessed how much he enjoys listening to his story afterwards. What about you, Laurel? What is your experience in working with this?
Well, I mean, I've really enjoyed working with Yaniv and getting to know him better. The thing that has struck me is how long it's taken in terms of not the actual recording, but editing and mostly removing the things that I say that are completely unnecessary. And I think something I've been learning for a while is about how much I have to say about everything and how that can actually get in the way. So learning for me that I'll take into the next project like this that I work with someone is about, I think, particularly learning to ask open-ended questions, not closed questions, because that will actually invite the person that I'm working with to actually think and say what it is that they want to say, rather than just answering yes or no to a question that I have asked.
How is the process? Is it enjoyable to get this final product with a story?
It's very exciting because this is about helping Yaniv to express what it is that he wants to say, and so for me it's really exciting to be part of that process and helping to pull that together and make it happen. Yeah. And I'm just sorry, Yaniv, that the bit that we're working on at the moment is really slow and boring. And as Anik said, the fun bit is when we get to put the images in that go with it and work out all that kind of stuff. And then when you finally see it on the screen, I think you'll be really, really pleased and excited.
Well, what I want to say as a conclusion as a mother is that I notice that Yaniv spends a lot of time doing eye contact with you. That is a huge achievement. Huge achievement. So we can see an achievement in the process of the storytelling making, and we can see definite advantage in the final product. So all in all, I'd say I'm really, really happy.
Well, that's great. That's great. I really enjoy spending time here.
Right.
And you too, Yaniv?
Yeah.
Great. So tell me how you help Laurel.
Whenever she does the radio thing, then I see whenever she says certain words, if they should be really what we should have said, and what she deletes, what number part.
So you help her delete the words that are not necessary for the digital story?
That's right.
And you help her choose the ones that are good?
Yes.
Okay. And what should the story? What do you want the story to tell?
About me and parts of my art career.
Yeah. So in what way are you helping Laurel doing that job?
Being with her at the same time and sitting by her all this time and watching her as she goes past the
she
wild.
reviews the movie.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy helping Laurel for doing her job?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great.